Hello there, everyone. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Today is Friday, February 9th, 2024, and I am here to create with you on a Friday night. So I had to postpone my live session with you last night. I had a serious medical emergency in my family, but things are settling down now. And so here I am. I was able to come and see you on Friday. So how are you? Happy crafty Friday and happy weekend. Today is the first day of the weekend or the evening, and it's the second holiday of the week, Friday Eve being our normal night that we come to you on Thursday being the first. So welcome. Come on in. I'm excited to share with you tonight. Hey, I have a cute project to share with you tonight, and I think that you're really gonna like it, and I think that you want to recreate it. So I'm excited to show it to you. I'm excited that you're here with me. Hi, Beth. Hello, my crafty friend. Welcome to Crafty Friday. What are we gonna call this? Welcome to the weekend. Yeah, the Make It Weekend. How are you? I hope that you're doing fantastic. I hope that you've had a good week, and as always, I hope that you have plans to craft over the weekend. So come on in. I'm chatting just a bit to give people time to find me in their newsfeed, and we will start creating. Also, why don't we go ahead and turn the camera down, and I'll do a bit more chatting, and then we'll get to it. You ready? Hey, the last time we were together, I dropped you guys on your head. So I'm going to do, or I'm going to try really hard not to let that happen again. But sometimes I get stronger than I know than I am. And I twist the holder kind of tight, like today. All right, here we go. So how are you guys this week? How are things? I hope things are fantastic for you. And I hope that you've had a calm and uneventful week. Let's see. Are we in a good spot? Does this seem good? I have to kind of find my footing here with this new wider orientation. There we go. I think we're good. Yeah, so come on in. Welcome to Friday, February 9th. The next week is Valentine's Day. Have you guys made Valentine's cards? Hi, Nympha. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Excited that you guys are here. Oh, Nympha, it's grandson weekend, so you're sneaking. Oh, I hope you have a good weekend with your grandson. I love it. My grandchildren are in Texas, so we FaceTime quite a bit, but I sure miss them being in Michigan. I do. I am so happy that you guys are here today. Come on in. We'll get started. Let me know in the comments if you're watching live or you're watching the replay. And if you like or love what we're doing, make sure to give a thumbs up or a heart or something. That just lets Facebook know to share the video with other crafters and people who are like-minded. Let's see if we're the right direction. Oh, yes, good, Beth. I'm so glad. Good, and double good. Also, let me know, not let me know, chat with me in the comments. I love to talk to you. I will catch as many of your questions or comments or chatting. I love to chat as we're crafting along. Sometimes if I'm paying attention to my hands, I may not see them. They may scroll off the screen before I have the opportunity to see them. And sometimes Facebook decides what I see, so I'll have to go searching for them. Either way, please chat with me. I absolutely love it, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you have. or just to chat back and forth with you. So yeah. Oh, you have 2 in California. Oh, in Maryland. Yes. I just miss the littles. I do. I love them so much. But I'm thankful for technology, right? Because it does give me the opportunity to look at them. And so some of the things we don't miss. So I'm thankful. I'm careful to be thankful for that. Like or share my video if you love what we're doing. Again, just lets Facebook know that people are interested, and it will show the video to those people. All right, so I have a couple of announcements. At least one of them is a repeat, which is Celebration, and that's why I have this on my desktop. But the first announcement is that my monthly card class, because I've been away down in Ann Arbor at the hospital all week, I've had to push my monthly card class back a week, similarly to having to move this week's Facebook Live back. So I've pushed it back a week. This month it will be on the 4th week, I think. So Friday, February 24th will be monthly card class. So registration closes on Friday, February 16th. There's a link in the description above if you're interested, and the details are in the event section right here on my business page. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to take a look, that's where you can find those things. Also, Celebration is still open and going until the 29th, leap day. Remember, this is leap year, so you have until February 29th to, excuse me if I said January, February 29th to shop from the Celebration brochure. If you're new here and you don't know what Celebration is, it's a promotion that allows you to shop from this brochure for free based on $50 and $100 sales thresholds. So there's some really cute stuff. Tonight's project is going to be using something from the Celebration brochure because we only have a short window, you guys. I want to show you everything that I can in that window. Also, if you're new here, welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. If you are new to Stampin' Up!, if you don't have a demonstrator and you need catalogs or a brochure, leave me a message in the comment below. I will be more than happy to arrange to get one in your hands. So, I had one thing to show you. Well, 2 things also. I have a team of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. We are a team, and we are called the Pickled Perfect Stampers. And we have a meeting once a month where we get together and create. We have show and tell. We brag on ourselves, and we just have fun. We make a project together, and we do swaps. And I am really enamored with our most recent swap. So I kind of wanted to show a couple of them off to you. Do you remember the hexagon punch bundle that we used, I think, 3 weeks back? Well, my team member, Anna, used this designer series paper. It's a Celebration free choice, by the way. And she made a bunch of punches. She put them all, she filled an entire sheet of cardstock up with them, just kind of arranging. Can you see what she did here? And then she cut them into mats. How clever is that? Isn't that clever? I am enamored with this. I think I'm definitely going to try to recreate this. This is super cute. So thank you, Anna. And then next week, so this is a bit of a sneak peek for you. Hi, Polly, welcome. Isn't that cool? It's super, super cool. And then next week, I'm going to be showing you another designer series paper that is also free in the Celebration brochure. I think it's my absolute favorite. It's called Flight and Airy. And my team member, Julie, let's get the let's get the glare off, created this card. So the designer series paper is so cute, super cute. She used fresh freesia in the background here, and she fussy cut these birds out. Aren't they adorable? Hi, Amy. Welcome. Tell Paul hello as well, Mr. Crafty. But isn't this super cute? I love these. I love the hint also. If you can see it, there's a hint of Pretty Peacock. You guys know how I love that. So yeah, I wanted just to brag on my team for a moment before we got started. Oh, you know, actually, so let me tell you, I remember I wanted to show you one other thing. So if you purchase this starter kit, if you have a Bration brochure, I just wanted to point out to you, if you are spending $99 or more, you can purchase the starter kit, or if you purchase the starter kit because you want to be a Pickle Perfect stamper because we're awesome, I would love to have you as well. But I wanted to point out, I think I pointed this out early on, but since we're coming to the end of Celebration, I wanted to let you know about this glass mat. I'm going to turn it around and just tell you, it's pretty substantial. I didn't realize, so it's a glass mat for your desktop, but it's 17 by 14, so it's a pretty good size mat. And then it comes with all this stuff like a silicone mat and something to clean it with. It comes with all this little stuff. The starter kit is always $99, and you get $125 worth of product with free shipping for that $99. But during Celebration, you can either get, let's see, there's two choices just so I can tell you. The second option is that you can get an additional, if you didn't want that mat, you could get an additional $30 worth of product for free. But that mat, it has a value of $60. So I just wanted to show you that. It is so nice. And I am hoping that after the Celebration period, those will go on sale because I didn't get to nab one when they were on sale for demonstrators. It's wildly popular. Oh, and by the way, let me show you what we are using from this catalog. So we have these gems. They're called the opaque faceted gems. Let me show you. We're going to be using these tonight. So they are on page 9 of the brochure. Free. It's like Calypso Coral. I am confident that this is the copper clay, and then I think these are Pool Party. So we're going to be using those, and then we're also going to be using on page 15 the Detailed Dogwood Stamp set. So we're going to be using that as well. Let me show you that up close. I love this. Wait till you see what we're going to do with this. Wait. Thank you guys so much. Oh, yes, it's good too, Beth. Yes. Wait till you see what we're going to do with this. This is so super cute. I am enamored. So let's talk about what else we're using. I nabbed, if you didn't notice, this stamp set does not have sentiment. So if you happen to nab this stamp set, you'll need to, if you desire a sentiment, then you'll need to grab a stamp set that has sentiments. This one was on my desktop, so I'm going to be using it. You know I love hello cards, so I'm nabbing that little bitty hello because it works good with our project for tonight. And then finally, I wanted to point out, so what I have here are, let's talk about all of the little pieces that we're going to be using. So this orangish color is Calypso Coral. We have a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it by 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So I have 2 even sections here and then a larger section, okay? And then we have a piece of designer series paper. It's 1 by 5. We have a piece of Calypso Coral that is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. We have a basic white mat. This one is 2 3/4 by 4. I think I might have another, yeah, I have, oh no, this is our scrap paper. I think I have another one floating around someplace just in the event we need to start over, because sometimes with stamping that happens. We have a piece of Calypso coral that is 3 by 4 1/4. And then we have some, we have a basic white mat for the inside of our card, which is 5 1/4 by 4. This is our regular basic white. It comes in 2 thicknesses, thick basic white and regular. So that's how I refer to them to differentiate. And I'm pretty sure that this is a scrap. I'm going to keep it aside though, because that's a pretty neat scrap, but I'm pretty sure it's a scrap. And then finally, we have a die cut that is also regular basic white. This is designed to look like a large postage stamp. Can you see that? Let me tell you where it came from. So the perennial postage dies is what they're called. And I just nabbed that die from there. Let me turn it over and show you. Can you see all of the different size stamps in there? And then if you look, that glare is bad from my ring light. But if you look, can you see the little stamp die cut there too? So these are really fun, but I wanted to let you know where that shape came from. All right, I've done a ton of talking. Let's get started. Okay, so let's take our bone folder and burnish our score lines, because we want our card crisp. There's going to be a little bit of thickness to it, so if you were to mail this card, I'm sure it would require extra postage. Let me just say that. So I noticed that I folded and burnished in the same direction for both folds. Okay, so let's open this up, and that piece of 5 1/4 by 4, we're going to put it on the base of the card, so it will go right here. It's still on the inside. Can you see how this is folding? So we're gonna grab some Stampin' Seal Plus, and we'll glue this right down. Add a little bit, and then we're gonna set this aside for a moment, and we're gonna hop right into the stamping. I'll show you the ink colors we're using. We're actually only using 2 today. We're gonna use, which is good. 2 is a good number. 3 is the most I would probably use, because then it gets kind of busy when you're switching so many ink colors. I mean, I've seen beautiful cards, but I like to stick to maybe 2 if I can, 3 at the most. So we're going to be using the Calypso Coral and the Copper Clay. Also, we're going to be doing a little bit of coloring, so I have some Stampin' Blends picked out too, and I will show you them momentarily, because we are going to do some stamping and coloring now. All right, so let me just bring in my small pieces. I'm going to double check myself the way that they're going to layer, because remember, I had 2 pieces of white that were cut neatly. I want to make sure that I'm stamping on the one that I want to stamp on. I'm confident this is it. Yeah, very good. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is the basic white layer that is 2 3/4 by 4, and this is the one that we want to stamp on. And then the larger one we've already adhered to the back. So I have gone ahead and mounted my stamps. Let me open them. They are photopolymer. No, they're not. They're cling. They're red rubber cling. So there is a cushion already. Can you see that sponge there? Let's see if I can tilt it the right way. There we go. If you're new to stamping and you have or are interested in cling stamps, they adhere to a clear block and they have foam on them. there are two types of stamps. So this is the one. Our sentiment is actually the one that's photopolymer. And then photopolymer are the clear stamps, so you would be able to see what you're stamping right through the clear acrylic block. I happen to like both, and so I have both. But we're going to start out by stamping this large cluster of dogwood flowers. Now let me tell you, I found out there are different colored dogwoods. Ours is going to be Calypso Coral because it matches our card. Our card, by the way, I'll show you when we're done creating tonight's card. Our card is the one that I used for my team swap this past month. So I'll show you when we're done here. But so we're going to be using this mainly, and then we're going to use this little textured piece, the flower here, and the dragonfly. So we're using a lot of pieces from this stamp set. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with that large. No, we're actually going to start with the two abstract textured pieces. This one is pretty long, by the way. Because of that, when I ink it up, I'm actually going to lay it down and ink it like this because I want to make sure that I cover the entire surface. I don't want to skip any dots because I love polka dots. And so I want to make sure I get every polka dot. Oh, let's leave this open. We're going to need it again. Every polka dot that I can on here. I'm going to stamp this right along the bottom edge. I don't want it to go off the paper, but I do just want it right at the extreme bottom. Very good. Hey, look at that. Isn't that cool? That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, let's put this aside, and then we're going to grab that other, I don't know, it looks like a piece of woven fabric, I think. And we're going to ink that up. And so with this one, we can go ahead and tap. It's small enough to fit on the pad. And I'm going to stamp twice without re-inking. So I'm going to kind of overlap that bottom piece, and let's put most of it on the card. And then I'm going to lift it up and move it over a little bit, and I'm going to stamp again. So it's going to give us a lighter shade of that copper clay. Let me show you what we have. Isn't that cool? Cool, cool, cool. Fun, fun, fun. Hi, Marie. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Excited to have you on the crafty weekend. I don't know what to call it. We're here on Friday. Oh, let's go ahead now and stamp. We're going to stamp our big dogwood. By the way, I think most dogwoods are white with like a little pinkish on them, from what I can tell. I had to Google what a dogwood looked like, because even though I was going to ultimately make it whatever color I wanted it to be, I just kind of wanted to know, you know. I didn't want to be too far off the beaten trail. All right. So I'm going to kind of turn this to the side. So can you see where our, the mat that we're stamping on? I'm going to kind of turn it to the side. I'm avoiding this upper right corner because that's where I'm going to put my little hello sentiment. And then I'm knowing that the stems are going to cover a bit of our abstract stamping there. Let me ink it up again just to make sure it didn't get dry while I was chit-chatting with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp this right down. It's going off of the page a little bit, but perfect. All right, so let's put this to the side, and finally, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So if you remember, let's put this aside. The sentiment is the wonderful thoughts. Look at all these sentiments here. Something for every occasion. You're wonderful, you're loved, you matter. You've come you've come so far and accomplished so much. Congratulations. Like, there's tons of things that you can use here, but I'm just going to use that little hello. I like little bitty single words. I'm a fan of that because I think it's because it gives you a larger canvas to stamp other things on, but it still gets your point across, right? So I'm going to put the little hello in that top corner. I have to bring it towards me a bit and pray that I get it on there straight. Okay, it's straight enough. I'm not sure how straight. All right, so let's do a little bit of coloring. I think that for now we're done stamping. We have to stamp our little dragonfly in a little bit. Got a little ink on my fingers already. Let's see. Put them right on my scratch paper. All right, so I have some Stampin' Blend markers. If you're not familiar with them, Stampin' Blends are alcohol ink based, and so they blend really well. Unlike regular markers, if you were to color, you would see the lines in between the color. These actually kind of melt into each other, so I love them. I have the Granny Apple Green, Calypso Coral, and Daffodil Delight, and I think that I'm using the lightest shade of each of them, except, let me show you. Can you see that little bulb right there? That little bulb, there we go. That little bulb, we're going to make dark Calypso Coral, and the rest of them we'll do in the lighter shade. So there are 2 nibs on each marker. They come as a 2-step. This is just a rounded nib, like a writing nib. And then the other side has like a brush. Can you see that? There we go. Has a brush nib. The brush nib actually covers a lot more real estate more quickly, but I'm being a little bit particular because I want to not color outside of the lines. Alcohol ink moves, and so if you get right up to the line, it can move outside of the line. And notice that I am just scribbling. This is what I like. The alcohol ink markers kind of do the work for me. And I'm just coloring. You notice that I'm just coloring the tips of the flowers because I looked at all of those dogwood flowers on the internet and I don't want to be too far off from what they look like. That's okay though. It's going to be pretty because they're going to match our card. By the way, what do you guys think of this stamp set? Isn't it beauteous? Wait until we're done with this card. I wanted to do a little bit more, but it's already busy enough because I elected to use the those abstract stamps at the bottom as well. All right, so we're almost done here with the Calypso Coral. And then we're going to color our leaves green. I wonder if this is... I think this is a leaf, and I think there's a stamen in the middle, so we're just going to roll with it. Kind of hard for me to tell, but there we go. Oh, we have one more. We have one more. Hold on, we're not quite done yet. I didn't finish that, and we have one more leaf, or petal. I'm calling them leaves. They're not petal, or they're not leaves, they're petals. And then we do have leaves. We're going to use the Granny Apple Green there. All right, what do you think about that? Thank you, Marie. Thank you very much. And then let's go ahead, and I'm picking the lighter shade of the Granny Apple Green. So there is a light and a dark. You see that? And once again, I have more control with the rounded writing nib. So I'm just going to use that because I'm afraid that I will color outside of the lines if I don't. And I still might, but I don't wanna do it a lot. And so we're just going to color all of the leaves in green. By the way, how many of you live in the Midwest? I was inside today, but I could see out of the window and I could hear people outside. It was so nice and springy. I let my dogs out, so I got to at least feel the temperature a little bit, but it seemed like it was really nice. I was jealous that I couldn't be outside. All right, so there's a large leaf here. It's kind of hard to see because it's stamped over that abstract part, but I'm just kind of dragging. You see how carelessly I'm coloring? There is nothing special about it. And voila, we are done except for the middle stamens. And I think I'm going to use the darker color, the darker Daffodil Delight, just so that hopefully it shows up a little better. And I think that this was a little bit of a stamen there. All right, so we're done with our coloring. How long did that take? Hopefully not long. That was painless, right? So this is what we have. And also there's a clear blender if you wanted to blend that color towards the center. For the sake of time, we're not going to do it tonight, but if you wanted to, you could. All right, let's go ahead and start assembling. So we'll bring in all of the rest of our card. And I'm going to leave this just to the side because we might need it for a little bit more stamping. So this is how this is going to layer. This is our stamped mat, and we're going to layer it right on that 3x4 1/4 inch Calypso coral. So let's do that. Scooch that back a little bit. But anyways, if you're in the Midwest, did you guys get to go outside and enjoy the sunshine? I heard motorcycles and just lots of fun. I have spring fever, I think. We have not had the amount of snow that we usually have, and now we're into February, so like I'm over it. I'm over the snow, right? Oh, thank you, Polly. I love this stamp set. It's so gorgeous, isn't it? And I like the fun little abstract there. And then we're going to take our stamp die cut and stamp shape die cut from the perennial lavender, and we're going to adhere these pieces together, okay? And we're almost done. I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing, and we have a couple of small things to stamp, a flower and our dragonfly. We'll cut him out, fussy cut him out, and then we are done. All right, so we're going to take that 5x1 designer series paper and the 5 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch Calypso coral, and we're going to mat these together, adhere them together. The two layers is what I meant to say. And this paper, again, is from that Flight in Airy. I'll show it to you. I'll just show you the little piece that we're using today. We're going to get up close and personal with it next week. It's my favorite designer series paper from the free choices in the sale of Bration brochure. Look at that. Isn't it scrumptious? Oh, Marie, it's very windy, but it is still a nice day. My husband told me just a little bit ago while I was preparing for my live here that there was a storm last night. I did not hear it at all, but he said it was pretty loud. He said he thought the roof was going to blow off. I was extra tired, so I'm not surprised that I didn't hear it. But all right, so this layer that we've created is going to go here about 1/4 inch from the edge of that inside mat. Let's pull it forward. You see that? Also, it's going to go up on dimensional, so I'm going to put 3 or 4 here. I think I'll go ahead and put 4, just kind of spaced out along the length of it. And then let's go ahead and pull the adhesive backing off. You notice that I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to remove the adhesive backing. One of my favorite things to do because adhesive backing and nails don't always go together. And then again, I'm gonna center this and put it down about maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch from the edge there. All right, so your sentiment would go in the open area here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this up, and let's add some embellishments. These are actually, again, a free choice from the sale of Bration Brochure. They're called the Opaque Faceted Gems. And we could go with either the copper clay or the Calypso coral. Ooh, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think we should use the copper clay? It will give us some contrast to that Calypso coral because we have so much. Or should we use the Calypso coral and be totally matchy-matchy? Let's go with the Calypso, or no, let's go with the copper clay. We'll see what that looks like. I'll put the large one. Let's put the large one here, and we'll put a small one here, and we'll put a small one here. All right. So if you guys haven't guessed yet, this is an easel card. So this opening, or this flap, we're going to attach our decorated cardstock to this flap. So this is going to be an easel card, and it is what I'm calling a landscape easel. I don't know what it's really called, but because the orientation is landscape, isn't this cute? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Marie. I thought so too. And look, I'm happy with that copper clay. I think it's a nice contrast because there's a lot of Calypso coral going on there. All right, so I only want dimensionals on the lower back half here of our decorated mat because, we don't want them on the exposed area. So I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want to place it. And I know that I can safely add some dimensionals to the bottom part of that. I kind of have a targeted area now where to place them. And I'm going to be kind of liberal and sprinkle them about just on the lower portion there, remember? And we'll put one in the middle. Let's go ahead and remove the backing. And I knew I missed one. There we go. Okay, sometimes it's hard to see because of the glare of the light. All right, so I'm just going to hold this, close it, and hold it down with my fingers. And I'm once again about maybe a 1/2 inch from the bottom edge there. And then I'm careful just to kind of center it between the two sides. Give it a nice little rub. Here we go. Is this not cute, you guys? Oh, thank you, Nympha. Isn't it fun? I love the Calypso coral too. All right, so to finish the card, we're gonna stamp that on the scrap that we had. Oh, this is for the embellishment. We'll put that away later. Let's go ahead and we're gonna stamp both the dragonfly and this flower. So this flower is here, and this flower coordinates with the Petal Park Punch. So we're gonna stamp this in Calypso coral, and we'll punch it out with that Petal Park Punch. And then we're going to stamp the dragonfly in the copper clay. So let's grab our scrap here. Here's one that I definitely know is a scrap because I've cut out of it. Let's make a little room. Move our card aside because I don't want to get ink on it. I don't trust myself. I'm a messy inker, you guys. If you didn't know that about me. But I embrace it. I love it. It's fun. Kind of like, you know, the old mechanic movies where the mechanic did very little work, but he would take oil and smear it all over his clothes so he looks like he worked pretty hard. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Except we're creating pretties. All right, and let's cover this up and we'll stamp our flower, add them to our card, and we are done. I'm going to put this right on the edge because I'm not really sure. There is an alignment between that flower and the punch. So I may have to cut that paper just a little bit, but it's okay. I'm going to bring in some scissors. We're going to fussy cut a little dragonfly. Thank goodness there's not a lot to the dragonfly. And so we're just going to fussy cut. That means that there's not a coordinating punch or die that will cut out this little dragonfly. But it would be nice if there were, wouldn't it? I don't mind fussy cutting though. If you're not a fussy cutter, this may be a tip that helps you. I like to leave a little bit of white border around what I'm cutting. And you notice how I'm moving the paper and not the scissors. That just makes, it makes fussy cutting so much easier. You just kind of maneuver the paper around the scissors and you let the scissors stay in the same place. All right, we're almost done. And we're gonna pop this up with dimensionals too. Let's make a little curve here. And I'm gonna show you something. So we're not gonna use a round dimensional. Thank you, Beth. I love this card. I love it, love it, love it. I'll show you the other version of it in just a second. When we're done here, we'll be done in just a minute. I'll show you the other card. I am enamored with this stamp set. I love it. All right, so here's our little dragonfly. Let's go ahead and punch. So this is the flower that coordinates with it. And I'm just going to kind of turn it to make sure. Can you see the little divots there? To make sure it kind of fits where the divots are. And I'm going to cut it into a strip because I'm not so sure it's lining up the way I want it to. I'm not super fussy about it, but there is, like I said, there is a direction where you get most of it, and this kind of looks like it, so I'm going for it. Pop that right up. Let's get rid of our scrap, and we'll put this aside. All right, let's finish our card, shall we? Attach these two things with dimensionals, and we're done. Oh no, I think I want to put an embellishment in the center of the flower, and I think that just like we did with the background, I'm going to grab, let's get a big one. I'm going to grab the copper clay. I think that's kind of a nice contrast. There we go. All right, we'll put these aside. Let's go ahead and grab our dimensionals. So, oh, I have them here, don't I? All right, so for the flower, I'm going to use an entire dimensional. They're little hexagons. It's double-sided foam adhesive, so it lifts your elements away from the paper and it makes it just what it suggests, dimensionals. We're going to put that right down in the center of our card. And because our dragonfly is a little bit skinny, I'm just going to grab some of the edge here because it's skinnier. Can you see that? I'm going to pull this right off, and we're going to use that little piece that I just cut. We'll take that right off. So I do need the Take Your Pick tool because I pulled it right off of the paper, so I got both the backing and the sheet that it was mounted to. But we're just going to take that and put it in the back. That way it's skinny enough for our dragonfly without showing. You see that? So if you have a sheet of dimensionals, use every single solitary bit of it that you have. And I'm going to close this up and we'll just put, let's see, where do we want our dragonfly? Let's put it here. Oh no, we're going to cover up our embellishment. Let's turn it the opposite direction. There we go. And here we have it. Isn't it the cutest? I love this card. And then once again, your sentiment will go here. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. Thank you so much. So that's what my share is for you tonight. Let me show you. I dropped it in my ink a little bit ago. But here is the version that I used as a swap card for my team. So I used that same stamp set, the Wonderful Thoughts. Let me grab it. And we used that sentiment on the top there. You're wonderful, you're loved, you matter. Isn't it cute? Which one do you like the best? Once again, that's that Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, and I just used the contoured stitch rectangle dies for this one. All right. Don't forget that celebration is still going on until the end of February. So Leap Day, February 29th is the last day for this. Monthly card class registration is open until February 16th, which is next Friday. There are details here on my business page in the event section, and there's also a link in the description above as well. All right, let's go ahead and say good night. I'm gonna hold on tight to you guys this time. I'll be good to you. I won't drop you, I promise. There we go. How'd I do? All right, you guys, thank you so much for showing up tonight. Thank you for allowing me into your space and allowing me to share creativity with you. I hope you're inspired. I hope you like the fold. It's really simple, but that stamp set is so beautiful. It is the Detailed Dogwood. It's in the Celebration brochure if you love it. And, also, we used the opaque faceted gems. This is also in the Celebration brochure. So totally free, the stamp set and the embellishments if you love them. And next week we will be showcasing the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. That's a free choice in the Celebration brochure. It's super, super cute. My favorite paper of all. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Marie. Thank you so much, Nympha. You guys have a good night, a great weekend. Nympha, enjoy your grandbaby, and I will see you guys next week. Same place, same time. Bye-bye.